recon Marines. Dual military, like that means both people are married. And then people that want to move off base, soldiers, of course. And then those soldiers who also have dependents and children. They only need the bonuses. Anybody else really doesn't need any extra money. And if we cut down college costs, we can slash the GI Bill in half, if even needed at all. Because colleges only need their money for their research. That it can go both ways. Do they really need like $40,000 out of every single incoming student? I don't think they do. And if we reduce Air Force deployments, jet fuel is very expensive, and we can't be spending tons and tons of money on jet fuel. And if we tax rich people, that will really help. And my standardized taxation on transportation systems, we would be getting a lot of money off of that, because rich people can pay an extra tax on owning a Ferrari or Lamborghini or a private jet or a helicopter. And we can tax homes that are worth more than $500,000 about, because they can also pay the extra tax if they want extra land. So those are just some of the ideas I have. There are plenty of other things that I'm sure we'll be able to figure out down the line. And I also have the idea of taxing tobacco products too, because we also should probably stop funding tobacco products, because cancer's kind of bad. So that's the whole plan as a whole. And yeah.
So this is a question for anyone to answer. For the renewable energy, for like companies and people who have jobs there that don't want to give up the non-renewable, how are you guys gonna handle that?
Alright, so we can do with a fund, but then we just tax them and fine them until they either change, because they're part of the problem at this point.
People have to be, go ahead. People have to be acceptable to change, so even if they don't really want to, we have to work with persuading them, talking to them about the benefits of changing and switching sort resources, and talking about the new jobs that are gonna open up, and like tell them that they're not gonna be like on their own, like we're not just gonna leave them out there to dry just because we took away one of their jobs. There's gonna be more jobs that are gonna be open to them. So I think that with like a lot of persuading and like talking to them and getting to know their kind of like their point of view, we'll be able to reach out to them and help them, and they can help us and kind of common median.
I had a question before
About this topic?
No, about like the cable stuff.
Can you save it to tomorrow? Later? Okay. All right, let's move on. Our second topic, we'll go left to right here. Okay, so making a start. We are going to talk about healthcare. So, here's your question. What should the government's role be in providing access to healthcare for Americans?
Okay, so healthcare has been a growing problem in the U.S. and like the care plan that we're on for many reasons. The point is that like we're putting a good amount of money into the healthcare system, we're not getting back what we put into it. As stated by like multiple sources on today's public health, healthcare system has been stuck in the 1950s, where like we haven't really advanced that much since then, like on how we're funding things, and the problems that we have now aren't polio and stuff like that. It's more like diabetes and obesity and opioid addiction. Half of all adults, which is 117 million Americans, have a chronic condition. And then we also would like for there to be more tests and like renewals for physicians and stuff across the United States, because around 200,000 Americans died from preventable medical errors within the last 2 years, which is something that we don't want to see if we're putting so much money into a healthcare system. That we want there to be regulatory tests throughout the year to make sure that they're on the same page as everybody else.
So in 2010, an average of 48 million Americans were uninsured, and insurance prices rose a lot more. Obama passed the Affordable Care Act on March 23, 2010, and it required everyone to have insurance. If they didn't, or they'll be fined every year. Would it hurt America a lot more? While the act allowed more people to have insurance, there were some negative effects for about 5 million people. Companies found it cheaper to just pay and fine insurance and then have it cover their employees. Companies went for a while without insurance for about 4 years, and then they decided to change it up after they were getting fined a lot more.
Alright, so our party is against the forced buying of healthcare. We believe that Americans should have a choice on what they want. If they don't want or can't pay for the healthcare, then there should be a safety net, but we shouldn't put as much money as we do into it because it's causing a lot of problems. People just freeloading. There should be a limited amount of healthcare provided by the government, so people seek something better. Because people are always seeking something better. There's always going to be freeloaders, and with the forced buying of healthcare without or being fined, our party believes that was also wrong because it's finding somebody for something they can't afford, and it also allows the government to force you to do something that isn't illegal.
For our team, we're gonna try and cut back on healthcare that is for everybody because, like he said, there are a lot of freeloaders, and we're gonna try and make more jobs for people to afford it on their own without a safety net or
Well, as you all know, the Affordable Care Act in 2010 made healthcare affordable for more people, including people affected by poverty and those with pre-existing conditions such as diabetes or cancer. So, and the Affordable Care Act also makes prescription medicine, including birth control, less expensive for those who are less fortunate with money, and less down there in the socioeconomic ladder. So we at the Reformist Party believe that the government should control the Affordable Care Act, but to an extent. The main thing we want to do is we want to reverse everything that Trump did to make money off the Affordable Care Act, and we also want to make sure that everyone makes their, but we still want to make sure everyone makes their healthcare payments. Everyone should be able to afford healthcare, and that also means lowering the prices of prescription medicine so that it's available for everybody. So those are the main things that we would like to do.
As a party, we believe that healthcare should be less commercialized and more, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just ridiculous the price that we Americans have to pay for healthcare because of the way that the business is run as it is. And I think that healthcare as a business should be focusing more on the patient over making a profit out of it. And as a government, we also should be looking at it that way too. And we also believe that every American should be entitled to what they want to do as a person, and we shouldn't be forcing people to get their own health insurance if they don't necessarily want or need it. So we want to make sure everyone gets their own say in what they want to do with their personal health.
The Affordable Care Act, also known as the Obamacare, is a very decent form of health coverage that should be continued because of the help it overall provides to the people of America. This act is an act that was enacted while President Obama was in office, and it was made to help people who needed medical help but could not afford it. It is a very good act that should be continued and advanced in a way that fits our society better today. By providing this act, people are able to find different ways to pay for health care and receive the overall help that they need. The This gives families all around America a chance to have a healthy family without all the payment plans that they may not be able to afford. By having this act in place, we are giving every person a chance to have the proper health care coverage, and we are giving people a chance to have a good and healthy life. So although there are downfalls to the Affordable Care Act, it can be changed and better for
Alright, we'll do 2 questions, okay? Then we'll kind of wrap it up for a round. We'll continue with questions. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, I have a question for Rob. You were talking about the tests, and I said, what if these physicians fail the test, then what's next for them?
Well, I feel like they should have the chance to like come back and be a physician, but there should be courses they would have to take to be able to come back into the field. Because if you're not good at what you're doing enough to pass the test, we shouldn't trust you with our lives.
How would those courses be funded?
They would be funded through our other legislation that we plan on passing, which I talked about prior, which I plan the legalization of marijuana, which would bring us billions of dollars in tax revenue every year.
For John, you said you were against the Affordable Care Act. What would your solutions be to the rising cost of healthcare?
So we're not totally against it, we're just against the fines that are in place for people who don't have healthcare. And, also Obamacare is a forced payment. If you don't have it, you're required to pay it, and that adds to people's debt. It's just another bill to worry about. So while people are getting sick, it's a good thing that they have a safety net, but it's also a bad thing that they're forced to have the safety net. It should be the people's choice what they want to do.
Alright. We will continue. I know you guys will have questions. Here's what I want you guys to do right now. Think about this. Right now, get to your group. Here's the question.